Do you struggle to keep your students engaged? Spark curiosity in the classroom using a research center. A research center is a designated space in the classroom to set up realia, experiments, pictures, books, and more. Here's how to set it up. Take a look at your current unit of study. Reflect on what the theme of the unit is, along with the standards that the students need to master. The theme should be the focus of your research center. When identifying what to put in your research center, be sure to use a variety of media. The research center should be a place in the classroom where students can go to explore the curiosity, ask and answer questions, and gain inspiration and motivation. A computer is a fantastic resource to put in your research center. Students can use a computer to explore the unit of study. Be sure to do a mini lesson with the class about using online, reliable resources for the purpose of research. You can explicitly teach students about the process of using a computer and setting expectations step by step. In true GLAD form, the key is modeling. Be sure to put books in your research center. A great way to do this is to utilize your local library or even your school library. You can ask parent volunteers or even students to go visit the library and check out books that are related to the unit. This way, students will have new, exciting books to use for research. Students can use the books for team research and independent research and/or projects related to the unit. Students can then apply this new knowledge to their learning logs or any other GLAD strategy that you are using. Next up is realia. You can use realia during your direct instruction to engage and motivate students. For example, you can use realia during your graphic organizer input chart or pictorial input chart to help build comprehension, academic language, and excitement. During your 10-2s in direct instructions, you can pass around the realia during 10-2 discussions to provide opportunities for academic discourse and student voice. It's also a great place for students to make connections. After you are done using the realia during your direct instruction, place them in the research center for students to explore further. Many students like to use a realia during note-taking time to help them add sketches and add information. Using realia is a fantastic visual aid for students. The next item to place inside your research center is living documents. Living documents are strategies that, once you do whole class, students can then go ahead and use them in their teams and for individual research. Utilize strategies such as the observation charts, inquiry chart, exploration report, big book, and picture file cards. As students use a research center to learn more facts, they can add to these charts, and that's what creates a living document. Do you utilize fun items such as a class pet, a plant, or even a stuffed animal during your teaching? Be sure to place those inside your research center. This is a great way to help support students to make connections to text and real-life examples. As a teacher, you can incorporate this into your input charts. For example, if you happen to have a tomato plant that lies in your research center as an example of an organism, and you need to do a pictorial input chart, you may as well do a pictorial input chart on the tomato plant, since the students have a real-life example of it in the research center. This is a great way to help students build background knowledge through your research center. We all know the power of using visuals to teach. Providing students access to different picture file cards related to the unit can be a fun way to get them engaged. It can spark motivation and help them remember the information for a longer period of time. Our brains love visual information. One way to do this is to make a second copy of the pictures you're using for your input charts and place those in the research center. Throughout the unit, students can visit the research center and take those photos back to their desk and use them for information. These picture file cards can also help support students as they do reading and writing throughout the unit of study. If students are doing a writing activity and you have a student who gets stuck in the writing process, you can walk them over to the research center and have them choose a picture file card that looks interesting to them. Once they return to their desk, they can use that picture file card to help spark language. We can even prompt that student, "What do you see in the picture? What about the picture is interesting to you?" And with their responses, they can use that in their writing. Students can also sketch information that is activated by these visuals. In this way, we are using the picture file cards to scaffold for reading and writing. Try creating a research center in your own classroom, however big or small, to activate and spark interest for your students.